Hey everybody, it's Meteorologist Alex Carter with you. Of course, we are tracking the tropics. There's been lots to talk about over the past couple of days, and it's just a friendly reminder that hurricane season, we are in the middle of it, and it continues all the way through November 30th. We're wanting you to stay on top of it. I know the season's been quiet so far. Preparedness is key. And joining us right now is Ashley Cunningham, spokesperson for Dominion Energy. Ashley, thanks so much for joining us today. We're so glad to have you in.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so, we've been talking about the tropics. Obviously, there's a Gulf flow happening right now, a tropical depression that could become Tropical Storm Bertha in the days ahead. It's not going to impact us, but we were just talking about this, right? It's
Right.
always good to be prepared. I wanted to focus on the preparedness list. It's good to have one, even if something doesn't happen. You made a good point earlier. Tell us what that point is and maybe what some items are on that list that they need to have.
Right. So as you said, the tropics and this is pretty quiet right now, thankfully, but we don't want to be complacent. We always want to be ready. Now is the time to prepare yourself. You shouldn't wait until there's a named storm off the coast. Now is the time. So when we talk about preparation, we tell our customers to make sure that they have that Dominion Energy app downloaded to their phone. It's secure, it's free, it's the easiest way to keep up with your account information. Another thing we encourage customers to do ahead of a storm, make sure that they are looking at their hurricane or severe weather plan, making sure that their kits are fully stocked and ready, making sure that they have things like batteries, flashlights, making sure they have battery packs for their cell phones, extra medication, bottled water, non-perishable food items, things like that that they'll need to be able to grab in case there is severe weather.
Right, and so many of those items are just the basic essentials, but, let's talk about the higher end ones, right, like a generator. Everybody's like, well, should I really spend that money to get that? And, maybe what is your message about preparing to the utmost that you can?
Right. So customers should do whatever they feel like is best for them. If that's something that they're interested in purchasing, just making sure that they follow any manufacturing guidelines if they do decide to purchase that generator. But of course, firsthand, making sure that they have those smaller items that they'll definitely need.
No doubt about it. Ashley, I actually want to make a point about the generators because exactly, we want you to do what makes sense for you, what makes you feel comfortable and the most comfortable. Right. I will say for many in apartments, I've used this over the years. Solar generators, they work great. In fact, I actually used one during Helene. So you charge it out in the sun, as long as it's got sunlight, which is plenty around here in the CSRA, you can use those. And for people who don't have homes yet, who aren't allowed to use the generators because of carbon monoxide scares and concerns, solar generators are a great way to go on that.
Yeah, sure. If it makes sense for you,
right.
I think we said before, if it's better to have and not need than need and not have. So if that's something that makes sense for you and your family, just making sure that you're following any manufacturing guidelines with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to focus on Dominion Energy, the outreach that you guys do to promote severe weather awareness, whether it's hurricanes. We see it all around here. We've
Right.
had ice storms that are ferocious. We've had tropical systems, tornadoes,
Right.
Just any of those events. How do you guys outreach to the public and stay in communication with them?
Absolutely. So preparation is key. And the time to prepare is right now when there's a blue sky day and maybe there isn't extreme weather that's on our doorsteps. Yeah. So we proactively talk to our customers. We have a great customer communication team that makes sure that customers stay aware. We have meetings in hurricane season. We're actually preparing tomorrow to have a meeting with different municipal and city leaders around Aiken County, making sure that they're aware of how we respond to extreme weather, whether that's hurricanes or any other type of extreme weather, making sure that they have that important contact information, members of our operations team that maybe they will need to contact, making sure that they have everything that they need. And that preparation happens year-round, not just in hurricane season, not just in the winter, maybe when on the off chance we see those severe winter storms, that preparation is going on year-round.
Yep, always year-round preparation because you never know when the next storm is going to hit. So
Right.
Those are the main points we wanted to drive home with you, Ashley. Is there anything else that you would like to add for us?
Sure. Just making sure, once again, that customers have that Dominion Energy app downloaded, making sure that they're looking at their severe weather plans now. What are your plans for if we have severe weather? Making sure that they have those kits, that important items that they'll need in their kits, like medication, bottled water, non-perishable food items, battery packs for your cell phones, important electronics, things that they'll need to stay connected with family, and also to stay connected with Dominion Energy to receive important updates and information. And we also want to stress safety, making sure that they're being safe.
Yes, and safety, we talked about this when storms happen. Oftentimes there's live power lines. There's different hazards that can happen. There's debris. You want to make sure you have shoes on. We talk about this all the time during tornado and hurricane setups. What are some common safety tips in the worst scenario that a storm does happen? What have we learned from Helene a little bit more, and how can we apply that to the future?
Right, so safety is Dominion Energy's number one priority, not just the safety of our employees, but the safety of our customers and the public. So if we do experience inclement weather and we have down power lines, we always urge people to stay away from down power lines. You should always assume that a down power line is energized. Stay away from them. If you see a down power line, make sure that you contact Dominion Energy and let us know. But just making sure that you're staying clear of power lines.
100%. And one last thing before we let you go, of course, Helene, you guys did a tremendous job in your response to that. I mean, you truly did. So we're thankful and appreciative of that. Every time that we have an event, even when we succeed, we still learn a few things, right? What are some things that y'all might have learned from Helene moving forward? Oh, we can be even more efficient here, or oh, we experienced this for the first time. I can do this now. What are some of those things?
Yeah, so I think for everyone, not just Dominion Energy, but customers, just making sure that you are prepared. You know, sometimes I think in South Carolina or in the South, when we think of hurricanes, we think of them as coastal events. But as we saw with Helene, it impacted more of the interior of the state. So just making sure that you're prepared, not being complacent, realizing that severe weather impacts can happen anywhere. Just making sure that they're staying plugged in to Dominion Energy, to their local emergency management officials, and that they're prepared.
Of course. Well, thank you so much for your time, Ashley. We appreciate it, and I look forward to more interviews, hopefully not with storms, but just staying ahead of the game and then nothing happening. So we appreciate your time, and thanks again.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right.